Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 This Morning.
Good Saturday morning to you, and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
And I'm Meredith Mitchell. Today is Saturday, February the 13th. It is Valentine weekend.
Yes.
And we are sporting our appropriate colors.
We probably struggled with what we were going to wear today last week when we both wore pink.
I know. I thought we had ruined it for ourselves, but dug some more pink out of the wardrobe, and that's what we have today. Excuse the hoarseness to my voice. Somewhere, somehow yesterday, it was taken from me. So I said, if anyone finds it by morning, please let me know.
Looks like no one found it. So
no one found it.
We're going to keep your talking to a minimum today.
Okay. Well, we'll get to your forecast for you too, because the weather is changing for you this weekend. We've enjoyed Thursday and Friday, beautiful days. Hopefully you got outside and enjoyed a little bit of it, because today and tomorrow, probably not going to want to be outside. It's going to be much colder. Take a look at these temperatures around the state. Already feeling those effects from a cold front that's pushing through up in northwest Arkansas. It's 29 degrees there in Fayetteville, while it's warmer here in the central and southern parts of the state. 39 in Hot Springs and 36 there at the Little Rock Airport. Don't expect temperatures to warm up a whole lot today. We're only going to get into the upper 40s. So from where we are now to today's high, not going to change a whole lot. Sunshine though will be out, so it may be a little deceiving for you as we see those much colder temperatures. Right now it is 36. We're seeing some cloud cover over parts of central Arkansas. The winds at the northeast at 12 miles an hour, so it's actually making it feel like it's 28 degrees out there, Marlisa. That dew point's at 14 degrees. That's some very dry air that is moving in. We'll talk more about this cold air and also some chances for some rain in the forecast as well. We'll have more on that in just a moment, but for now, let's get a check of those headlines.
Police are investigating the death of a person at an apartment complex in North Little Rock. This is our top story this morning. Police responded to 2600 John Ashley Drive yesterday afternoon after getting a call about a dead body. There is not much information being released at the moment, but according to authorities, they are investigating the death as a homicide. Stay with THV 11 and THV11.com for the very latest. And in Faulkner County, deputies are searching for a man they say shot another man in a car in Mayflower. They say Randall Chandler was sitting in the passenger seat of a car when he shot the man in the driver's seat in the hip. Chandler was last seen in a white pickup truck, and deputies believe he could still be armed. Meanwhile, the victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Thieves targeting 3 different Conway gyms, stealing purses and wallets while you're working out. THV 11's Sunny Scott explains.
Be cautious. Be aware.
It's the words gym members in Conway now keep in mind when hitting the weights. Over the last week, thieves have targeted 3 local gyms.
In the morning to work out, they're going to the gym, going inside and coming back out only to find that someone has broken into their cars.
One of those gyms targeted 10 Fitness, where they had 6 cars broken into.
The person that was doing the breaking into cars, he came in, hit every single row in the parking lot, and left within 5 minutes.
Most of the members have access to lockers, but not everyone uses them. Lisa Chapman says she always leaves her purse in her car while working out.
Yes, I do. But I leave it in the back seat, in the floorboard. It's not out in the open, so, I mean, they gotta, be looking. You spend some time or just because nothing's out.
Conway police say you should always take your valuable items with you. Never leave them anywhere in your car, even if they're hidden under the dash. The suspect is believed to be driving this white SUV.
We don't know if there's more than one person at this point, but we are trying to locate that vehicle to figure this all out.
Workers at 10 Fitness say they haven't had an issue like this before. They do have lockers for all their members and urge them to use it, especially in the mornings.
I've never heard of, multiple cases in, someone hitting every single car in the parking lot or something like that,
But now gym users are taking extra steps to stay safe.
I mean, it happens everywhere. I'm just more cautious, walking out. Usually come with a friend or have a friend walk me out.
Thieves also targeted CrossFit of Conway and Dr. Sweat. Conway police say all these break-ins could be connected. You want to call police if you recognize that car. 11 months after we first looked into an outdated vicious animal ordinance in Jefferson County, changes are being made. These changes prompted by the death of a Pine Bluff man last year. John Smith lost his best friend Dedrick Johnson after being mauled to death by a pack of pit bulls outside of CJ's garage in Jefferson County. Smith was shocked to learn the $25 fine under the original ordinance was the only penalty a vicious animal owner like Chester John Smith could face. After countless meetings and several revisions, the Jefferson County Quorum Court reached an agreement on nearly a dozen changes, one of which will be a $1,000 fine and 1 year in jail. A group of parents, teachers, and civil leaders update the state board on their progress to improve education here in Arkansas. The board adapted Forward Arkansas just 4 months ago, and now the group is setting their priorities and next steps. It includes looking at public policies and letting people know about the state's comprehensive strategy.
And if you go to www.forwardarkansas.org, you will see the Forward Report, what the 7 key strategies are and what the priorities are in the coming years.
Among the group's next steps, creating focus groups and planning a statewide listening tour. The Arkansas chapter of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America is hosting Family Fun Days next week. The event is at the Arkansas Stadium on South Bowman Road in Little Rock from 6 to 7:30 Tuesday night. The public is invited. Well, if you don't have a main squeeze on Valentine's Day, why not hug puppies? Probably the second best thing.
Indeed, our kittens. But this is about puppies. Uber is teaming up with secondhand hounds to deliver puppies tomorrow. It just hit the option puppies under the Uber app.
There's a $30 snuggle fee for 15 minutes of canine cuteness. Puppy deliveries are only between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And of course, all the puppies will be available for adoption.
You spend 15 minutes, you're probably going to end up adopting
Oh yeah, you're hooked, most
hound.
certainly. Well, this next gift idea might be better for an ex than a loved one.
The Bronx Zoo will now let you name a cockroach after someone. That's so delightful. For a $10 donation, you can name a Madagascar hissing cockroach. One of my friends had these as pets growing up.
Oh, no.
After the person of your choice.
Ooh. The person won't actually receive a roach, just a certificate informing them of the honor. The Name a Roach program provides funds for the Wildlife Conservation Society.
I like it.
You would like that.
I like it for an ex, though.
Oh yeah, good idea.
All right, and this Valentine's Day isn't just about chocolate and roses.
That's right. The real estate blog is stately looked at some of the more popular and unique gifts Googled in each state.
Californians searched for couples pajamas, matching pajamas. In Kentucky, it was tattoos. In Iowa, tandem bicycles. And here in Arkansas, Zales jewelry.
Interesting.
The Diamond State.
Ah, yes. Have you ever gone searching for diamonds?
I've done stories there in Murfreesboro,
Okay.
hoping that I would just get lucky.
Exactly.
But there is actually a very high skill to searching for them. Teenagers do best, though, because their eyesight is so keen.
Ah,
And I'm definitely not a teenager.
exactly. If only we could,
I can take
if
one
only
with
we
me,
could
though.
turn back time, as the
Yes.
songwriter says. Well, still ahead, it's the weekend, and we have a list of fun activities to take part in. Plus, there are several recalls that may affect your commute. We'll tell you everything you need to know coming up.
And a much colder weekend for you. As we see a cold front push through, we'll tell you about some rain chances also in the near future. We'll have your full forecast when we come back.
Welcome to my backyard. Okay, I gotta be honest with you, this is not my backyard, but I sure wish it was. Does that count for anything? And the reason is because of this huge pond. You know, we have showed you water features and waterfalls in small areas. But if you have a good sized yard and you want to build a pond, why not build something that you don't have to dredge 6 foot deep? You only have to make your pond about 3 foot deep, and you can lift up the sides like they did here with great stackable rock. I think that gives it a real clean edge. Now, to consider this, when you have a pond, you gotta make sure it stays clean. So if you don't have a source of water flowing in and flowing out, it can get stagnant over time, so you will have to have some type of filtration system. Plus, you need to have an aerator. If you see the little bubbles in the middle of the pond, that's an aerator so that there's oxygen in the water so it sustains fish life, which then sustains plant life, so on and so on. And now when it comes to water plants, you can use what they use. These are floatables. Now this is the water hyacinth, but be aware, many states it's illegal to have water hyacinths because when they get out in a mild climate, they will block drainage ditches and that type of thing. So first check on that. This pond is very well contained, so we don't have any worries. Now we have big koi fish and goldfish in here, which gives us our ecosystem. So remember, think big. If you think big, you too could have a big pond just like this. This is Today's Home, and I am Chris H. Olson.
Hi there, and we are seeing some much colder air move into the state for this Valentine weekend. Those warm days of yesterday will be a thing of the past by this afternoon. Take a look at what's happening already with those temperatures here across the state. 26 in Harrison, 29 in Fayetteville, already feeling those effects across northwest Arkansas as a cold front pushes through. We're still sitting at 36 at the Little Rock Airport, 39 in Hot Springs, a little bit warmer the farther south you go there, 41 in Camden. Expecting temperatures today to not warm up a whole lot. We're only going to top out probably about 40, 41 degrees this afternoon. So where we are now, add about 4 or 5 degrees, and that's where our day high will be. Sunshine will be plentiful though by this afternoon. A little deceiving though with that colder air that is moving in. Right now it's 36 at the Little Rock Airport. We do have some cloud cover that exists, some dry air in place though that do point at 14 degrees. So we for sure are seeing that Arctic air move into place. It feels like it's 28 with that wind out of the northeast at 12 miles an hour. As far as live maps goes, we've got a little bit of cloud cover into parts of central Arkansas up in the northwest. This should clear out though very quickly, and we are going to experience mostly sunny conditions throughout the rest of your Saturday. Look for a high around 40. It's going to be much colder, so get ready for that. Don't forget your jacket today because you will certainly regret it, especially tonight if you're headed out with your sweetheart. Increasing clouds, and look for a low around 28 degrees. Winds out of the east at around 5 miles an hour. There is a potential as we head towards your Sunday evening for a little bit of rainfall in parts of extreme North Arkansas. This could come as a mixed bag of frozen precipitation. So it's something to watch if you live up in the northern half of the state. For the rest of us, it's just going to be liquid rainfall and precipitation. So expecting a little rainfall to get us started off as we head towards Monday. And then things will begin to improve as we head towards your Monday, probably midday, and things will be a little bit warmer as well. Well, Valentine's Day is not the only thing that's happening this weekend. THV 11's Craig O'Neill is here with Blair Neal, and they are going to tell us where the fun is happening this weekend.
It's a weekend of Valentine's, Disney characters, family fun days, and here to fill you in, Blair Neal of your Little Rock Family Magazine. Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
The Disney characters are here.
The Disney characters are here because they love us so much on this Valentine's Day weekend. It's Disney Live, Mickey and Minnie's Doorway to Magic at Verizon Arena. So this is one of the big arena shows that travels around. It's got tons of the Disney characters. It's not just Mickey and Minnie. Donald and Goofy, fairy godmother, will transform Cinderella into her beautiful ball gown. The Toy Story gang are going to be there.
Wow.
Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Now that's
Rapunzel's here?
Yeah, it's
wow.
it's going to be a
Let
big
your hair
show.
down.
Snow White, Tinkerbell, Aladdin, or Aladdin's genie, actually, which is
the
even
genie's
more fun.
here?
Yes.
Get your wishes together.
So, and they're all going to come together for this big show. It's just going to be huge.
Well, you
fun.
could stop right there, but you're not going to.
No, I'm done. I'm done with that one. But are you ready for something else?
Yes.
Okay. Well, also, this is a great date night, maybe for the whole family. Take the whole family on a date to show them you love them. To the symphony.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Pops performance this weekend, Broadway Rocks, and this is at Pulaski Academy's Connor Performing Arts Center. This is kind of just a fun show, even if you're not sure if you're going to like a symphony performance or your kids are going to like it. The Broadway performance is really fun because you're going to recognize some of the songs.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to say. You'll recognize it's the greatest hits, and the family will have so much fun. And yes, that is a family event. But now, if you want something with family in the title, the Arts Center's got everybody beat.
Yes, they've got a lot of words in this title.
The Family Fun Day. You can't beat that.
The Super Sunday Free Family Fun Day at the Arkansas Arts Center. And it's a free art making experience for the whole family. They are going to create relief sculptures in the style of Louise Nevelson this week. So she makes these huge, large-scale monochromatic sculptures, often out of wooden pieces, and she emphasizes non-figural imagery. So it's very like abstract and different. But the kids are going to get the hang of this, and it's going to be fun.
Man, you're going to stretch your imagination.
Yes, and also while you're there, you know, they have a performance at the Children's Theater this weekend too. So the art making is on Sunday. You can go to the performance as well, and then they have a scavenger hunt that kind of goes along with that.
Goodness.
You could spend your whole Sunday afternoon at the Art Center.
Every one of these things you've talked about is a destination this weekend, including now Pinnacle Mountain State Park.
Pinnacle Mountain, they always do this. I think it's such a fun idea for Valentine's Day weekend. The Sweetheart Hayride and Campfire at Pinnacle Mountain. You're going to take a ride through the park, and they're going to show you some of the wildlife and point things out. So that's kind of, there's an educational component to it, which we like. But then it's just plain fun because there's s'mores and hot chocolate and a campfire.
Gotta be.
I mean, how
if
fun
you're
is
going to
that?
have a campfire, you got to have s'mores.
Yes.
You know, and if you're going to have a weekend, you got to have something at the library.
That's right. Yes.
So what have we got?
This is a free event, so that's really fun. It's the Valentine Royal Tea at Roosevelt Thompson Library. It's just a fun little activity for the kids.
The Valentine Royal Tea.
A tea for the children, ages 2 to 11. Invited to dress in their royal best. So
if you're not quite sure, watch Downton Abbey for fashion tips.
Yes, or Cinderella. I think
One
probably,
of those.
yes.
And if you're not sure, go meet Cinderella, learn how to dress, and go to the tea.
Yes, and they're going to have actual snacks and real tea, crafts, and a story time. So
see, we've got you made to a tea for the weekend with Little Rock Family Magazine. Thank you very much, Blair.
Yes.
We will be back. Just watch.
Well, we are feeling definitely some much colder temperatures across the state on this Saturday morning. Those warm temperatures from yesterday, a thing of the past for this Valentine weekend. Take a look at where we stand temperature-wise. That cold air already filtering in to sections of northwest Arkansas. It's 26 right now in Harrison, 36 in Russellville, and at the Little Rock Airport. 40 degrees there in Arkadelphia, and we won't see a big warm up today with these temperatures as they continue to remain much colder than yesterday. As far as what you can expect, your hour-by-hour forecast for you, this will take us to the afternoon. We'll top out around 40 degrees, so we're going to get about 4 or 5 degrees warmer from where we are right now, and that's it for today. So bust those jackets back out. You're going to need them for this weekend, especially if you're going to be doing anything outside. Sunshine, though, will be plentiful, and we'll continue to see a little bit on the windy side. This morning, we're seeing those winds. It's 36 with a wind of northeast at 12 miles an hour. It's actually making it feel more like 28 degrees outside. Very dry air. I want to point this out. The dew point is at 14 degrees. So that's an indication of that Arctic air in place. And also around the state, a little bit of cloud cover, mainly in central and western parts of Arkansas. We've got a little bit in the northeast corner of the state. That should clear out, though, as we head towards this afternoon. And then watch those clouds increase again tonight. A high today around 40, mostly sunny. It's going to be much colder, and then tonight look for a low around 28 degrees. So yes, if you're headed out with your sweetheart tonight, make sure you are dressed accordingly. Those big jackets with you because you're going to need them. And as we head into Monday, there is a chance of some rain. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But Marlisa, let's get a check of your headlines.
We have a few recalls to tell you about this morning. Swedish furniture retailer IKEA is recalling 2 types of ceiling lamps because of a risk that the glass shades might fall and hurt people. The company says that after receiving complaints from customers that the shades of some Look and Hybe lamps had fallen, it's urging all buyers of the 2 ceiling lamps to immediately return them to an IKEA store for a full refund. And Toyota is recalling 26,000 Scion FRS vehicles. It's reported that drivers can take the keys out of the ignition without the car even being in park. The result could increase the risk of vehicle rollaway or even a crash. Customers are being advised to go to the Toyota website and enter their VIN number to find out if their vehicle is affected. And Subaru is recalling more than 82,000 Tribeca SUVs. This comes after reports the hood can fly open while driving. The recall involves Tribecas from 2006 to 2014. No injuries have been reported. And changes are coming to downtown Little Rock, and a new hotel in Midtown is in the beginning stages. Lance Turner joins us with your Arkansas business headlines. Morning, Lance.
Good Saturday morning. Here's a quick review of your Arkansas business headlines for the week. It was a week that voters approved a key millage increase to pay for improvements to the new Jacksonville-North Pulaski School District. Jacksonville voters on Tuesday okayed a 7.6 mil property tax increase to provide money for a new high school downtown and improvements to other facilities in the fledgling district, which is breaking away from the Pulaski County Special School District. The vote was 55 to 45%. Jacksonville Mayor Gary Fletcher told Arkansas Business the vote is, quote, a game changer for the city. He said a new school district will help create a new economic foundation for Jacksonville. Fletcher said the new high school should be open by the fall of 2019. Also this week, renovation for the first phase of the planned Little Rock Tech Park is expected to begin in April after Tech Park officials signed closing documents Monday to purchase several properties along Main Street. Phase 1 includes roughly $13 million in properties at 415 to 421 Main Street and 114 East Capitol Avenue. The park purchased the property from groups controlled by Little Rock financier Warren Stevens and attorney Richard Mays. The Tech Park's purchase signals the beginning of the planned $100 million project aimed at attracting and developing high-tech and innovative companies. And a new hotel could be coming to Midtown Little Rock. A local partnership group called Midtown Hospitality LLC plans to invest $13 million to bring a Staybridge Suites hotel to a 2.7-acre site at University Avenue and 12th Street in Little Rock. That's the site of the former location of Brandon House Furniture. Developers aim for an early 2017 opening for Staybridge, an extended stay hotel with 117 guest rooms and meeting space. Looking to South Arkansas, layoffs in Magnolia. Publicly traded Commercial Metals Company said this week that it will close its fence post plant there by the end of the third quarter and move its production to San Marcos, Texas production facility. About 40 workers will be affected. CMC also says its re-rolling mill, also in Magnolia, will cut its production levels. In a statement, the company blamed unfair trade for its decision to consolidate. It cited, quote, illegally dumped steel products entering the U.S. market. And finally, the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport in Little Rock welcomed a new flight to its portfolio on Thursday. Regional air service provider Glow of New Orleans added 3 flights between Little Rock and Destin-Fort Walton Beach Airport. The flights begin on March 25th and take place on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The service will run through September. The new service increases Clinton National Airport's number of destinations to 14. With a look at your Arkansas business news, I'm Lance Turner.
New warnings this morning about fire danger to planes posed by lithium-ion batteries. These new images from the FAA show what could happen if a shipment spontaneously ignites. Most U.S. airlines already ban bulk shipments of batteries. Nearly every cell phone, laptop, or tablet carried on a plane comes with these batteries that can overheat. But there's no talk of banning these items from planes just yet. The U.S. and Cuba are set to sign an agreement next week that will restart commercial flights for the first time in 5 decades. U.S. airlines will be able to bid on routes for dozens of flights per day between the two countries. And the holiday of love is just around the corner, and perhaps you may be taking time to get something for that special someone. However, the Valentine's Day price tag is on the rise. Just how much will people spend for Valentine's Day? Find out after the break.
This is THV 11 This Morning.
I'm falling apart over
You
here.
are, but it's okay.
Throwing weather clickers. I've still got the fractured hand, no
and
voice.
now your voice. Jeez Louise.
I know. We'll get past this, I promise. Well, good morning. I'm Meredith Mitchell. Thanks for waking up with us on your Saturday morning.
That's right, and I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. Today is February 13th, and we're just one day away from the day of love, Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes. There's flowers all in the newsroom, none of which are for me. But that's okay.
That's okay.
I was off yesterday, so.
Exactly, and you got to enjoy a pre-Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I did.
While I was here working.
Someone stole my voice, though.
Well, sometimes that's the price you pay when you celebrate Valentine's Day a little too early. Isn't that right?
I guess. Well, if anybody finds my voice, let me know because I need it back. All right, let's go check of your temperatures this morning. It's getting much colder, so those with cold hearts are going to like this one. because we are talking about temperatures today only warming into the low 40s. So right now in Fayetteville, that colder air has already arrived. It's 29 degrees there, 26 in Harrison. We're still sitting at 36 in Little Rock and 40 in Arkadelphia, but today's highs, like I mentioned, will be in the 40s. So we are not going to warm up a whole lot. Take a look at, as the day goes on, how things progress. Not a lot. We do get a little bit more sunshine in here, and expecting tonight to also be a chilly one as well. It's 36 at the Little Rock Airport. Feels like it's 28 degrees, and we've got a little bit of cloud cover across the central part of the state to tell you about this morning. We'll talk more about some rain chances to close out this weekend of love here in just a moment. Marlisa?
Thanks, Meredith. Developing out of Jonesboro, police are looking into the death of a woman whose body was found near the intersection of Commerce Drive and Pacific Road last night. Officers found no identification and have not determined the cause of the woman's death as of now. The woman appears to be between 30 and 40 years old with thinning hair and several distinctive tattoos, including names and dates. Staying in Jonesboro, police are also searching for 3 suspects in a robbery that happened yesterday afternoon. According to police, a man and woman were in a car when 2 men came up to them. They both drew guns, beat and robbed the man and forced him to disrobe. The armed men started to drive the car away, but the victim was able to jump out. Initial reports indicate the woman was also a victim. They're now looking for a silver 2011 Chevy Impala. Call police if you have any information. And in a THV 11 update, we now know the cause of the Pine Bluff apartment fire that forced dozens of people out of their homes. The Pine Bluff fire chief says it started after food was left on a stove unattended. The Country Club Plaza complex is a total loss. The Red Cross has now stepped in to help the renters find a place to stay. Nationally, we're learning possible criminal charges could be filed in the wake of Flint, Michigan's water crisis. Since the city switched water suppliers in 2014, corrosive tap water has caused the level of lead in kids' blood to soar. After the water switch, there was also a spike in Legionnaire's disease that led to 10 deaths. It's not clear whether the bacterial outbreak was linked to the water, but if so, manslaughter charges could be filed. Among those could be charged is Michigan Governor Rick Snyder. And in Tampa, a scary moment for parents and 2 middle school students. The students had to be rushed to the hospital after eating marijuana-infused candy. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says the boys were given the edible marijuana that looked like Fruit Loops by another student.
That's why I told my kids, do not take any candies or anything from anyone, period. And it's bad. It's not the way I grew up.
The boys are expected to be okay, and all parents received an automated message about what happened from the principal. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says the marijuana edible was clearly labeled and is legal in some states, but that's not the case in Florida. They are investigating how the 3rd student got a hold of it. And we've all heard of road rage, but police say it was a case of haircut rage in San Diego. Police say a 29-year-old woman got a haircut at a barber shop and left. About an hour later, she came back with a gun. She tried to shoot the barber 3 times, but the gun actually didn't fire. The barber says the woman left the haircut happy, even giving him a 100% tip.
And she came in, the bald spot on the side, and I'm like, I didn't do that.
When she came back in, she did not have the same haircut that she had actually left with.
Wow, the 2 barbers threw the woman to the ground and held her down until police were able to arrive. An empowerment class taught by women for women. That's the idea behind the LRPD's first Women's Citizen Police Academy. THV 11's Winnie Wright brings us this story.
Little Rock Police have held Citizens Police Academies for over 20 years, and many other Arkansas departments have followed their lead. In 2015, LRPD began offering CPAs for specific groups in our community. Last year, they hosted one just for Latinos, and earlier this year, another class was held for the deaf and hard of hearing. Beginning March 8th, they will offer a class catered to women.
We want these ladies to come in and end up feeling good about themselves, have a lot of tools to help them succeed in life and not be a victim of a crime.
Officer Hill says the course will be much like the other Citizens Police Academies, but tailored specifically for women.
Women in self-defense, women in crime prevention, home safety. We're going to just kind of cover a big variety of it.
We wanted to know what you, the women of Little Rock, think, so we hit the streets of the River Market.
Well, I think it is important for women to be aware. I think that it's sad that we feel like we have to defend ourselves from other people.
Just as a person in general, and not necessarily as a woman, but just people in general, I think, need to know how to defend themselves.
The new Women's Citizens Police Academy will begin classes on March 8th. It is an 8-week-long program, and classes are from 6 to 7:30 every Tuesday night. In Little Rock, Winnie Wright, THV 11 News.
If you're interested in applying for the Women's CPA, you can pick up an application at the Little Rock Police Department or find it on their Facebook page. Well, there's now a school bus helping feed those most in need, but the work that has gone into making this bus happen is where the real inspiration is. It all started with the North Little Rock First Assembly of God. They brought the bus and retrofitted it into a mobile food pantry. The congregation then handed the keys over to the helping hand of Greater Little Rock. The students at Catholic High took the lead and held a major food drive, donating 50,000 items of food to fully stock the bus. That's the biggest food donation the Helping Hand has ever received. Executive Director Gail Pretty says she's still amazed.
When this opportunity came up, when they approached me and said we'd like to donate a school bus and retrofit it, I said, well, we don't have the funds to do that. And they said, no, it won't cost you anything. We're going to do all the work and give it to you.
How nice. The bus will start rolling out next month. It will first serve low-income families at Arkansas Children's Hospital and seniors across Pulaski County.
Well, if you didn't already know, Valentine's Day is this Sunday, but if you don't have a date, fear not.
That's right. You can spend the most romantic day of the year with Italian supermodel and romance novel cover boy Fabio. Online, of course.
Fabio's still popular?
I just went through your Instagram and I really like your photos.
Oh, Fabio.
Fabio's looking good.
All you have to do is log on to feelin.com and stream an 18-minute video where Fabio will ask you questions and nod while you give your answer.
For some reason, he's reclining on a bare rug with a roaring fireplace in the background. He even has a bottle of champagne and 2 kittens.
Oh, you know Meredith loves the kittens. He'll also give you plenty of compliments, such as, "You make me want to be a better man."
All right, Fabio.
Interesting.
I didn't know Fabio was still known.
Oh yeah, he's still hot.
Yeah. Apparently so.
Well, coming up as couples get ready to celebrate Valentine's Day this weekend, don't forget your pets need love too.
Yeah, we'll share some gift ideas specifically for your furry friends.
Plus, the Grammy Awards is called the biggest night in music. Hollywood stars will share a single stage. Those details coming up in your entertainment news. The 9th Republican debate takes place on CBS tonight in South Carolina. A week ahead of that state's primary, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz will stand center stage. The two have already started throwing jabs at each other. Weijia Jings is live in Greenville, or is in Greenville this morning in South Carolina with the latest.
Donald Trump hit the campaign trail in Florida after taking aim again at rival Ted Cruz.
Find out where he gets his money. No.
On Twitter, he threatened to sue Cruz if he doesn't, quote, clean up his act, stop cheating, and doing negative ads.
There is a reason that Donald engages in attacks, because it's all a smokescreen to hide from his record.
Trump and Cruz will take center stage alongside John Kasich, Jeb Bush, Ben Carson, and Marco Rubio at tonight's CBS News debate in South Carolina. The group will be the smallest yet to take the debate stage, and Trump will likely be the biggest target. CBS News political director and host of Face the Nation, John Dickerson, will be the moderator.
It should be a pretty rough debate because they're all trying to use the other to seek advantage.
To do well in South Carolina's Republican primary, the candidates also need support from African Americans and evangelicals like Anita Jackson. What values are you hoping line up with yours?
Pro-life,
crushing ISIS.
Cruz, Rubio, Carson, and Bush all spoke at yesterday's Faith and Family Presidential Forum.
I do not believe that you put your faith in a lockbox when you're in public life.
Faith is just one of many issues expected to come up during the debate as candidates fight to stay in the race. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Greenville, South Carolina.
Tonight's debate airs right here on THV 11 starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. South Carolina Democrats will choose their candidate the following Saturday on February 27th.
Good morning from the Crankier Weather Garden. This Valentine's Day, we want everyone to feel loved, even your pets. Here to tell us more is Megan Miller with Incredibly Charming, and she's going to tell us some gifts to get your furry little friends. Good morning, Megan. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, so let's dive right in. So what are some popular pet items that are being bought this year for Valentine's Day?
Okay, so on our website we have a ton of personalized pet items. Okay. So with that we have the pet collars, the pet tags, leashes, the water and food bowls, as well as the pet mats that go underneath the food bowls and water bowls.
Exciting.
Yes, and they're all personalized, so you can get your pet's name or monogram if you want to do that. We can add phone numbers, addresses, basically any information that you want.
Nice. Okay, so we should introduce our stars today. This is Nola, and she has her own little mat and food. And also, this is Gracie joining us today. Oh. So, tell me a little bit more. Do you have a pet of your own?
I do. I have a Chevy. He's a lab. That's his name. He's
Chevy.
cute.
Oh,
he couldn't be here. He's a little too wild.
All right, this is awesome. I really think this is a good idea because I have a pet of my own, Baston, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be really excited that Mommy got him something for Valentine's Day this year.
Oh, yeah.
So besides personalized bowls and placemats, what else can people get?
Well, we have a ton of personalized items, not just for your pet, but for every day. Most popular probably are phone cases, OtterBox.
Phone cases?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, tech accessories and all personalized.
Now, do people get their pet's name on these phone cases, or is it their own personalized name?
It's kind of whatever you would like to do. Names of your pet would be awesome. You can get your own, you can get your monogram.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I also want to make sure that you guys know that dogs are allergic to chocolate. So be very careful this year. If you get any candies from your lovers, keep them away from the pets. And I do want to make one statistic. It says Americans will spend more than $700 million on pet Valentine's Day gifts. Does that number surprise you at all?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. So? They're like your children, so.
That's true. It's like a practice round.
Right.
Right here.
Right.
If you guys haven't seen already. Alrighty, thank you so much, Megan, for joining us. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Nola. We want to see your pets' Valentine's Day's gifts and them in their little outfits. So tweet us and use the hashtag #BeOn11. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Krista. A kids show built around the music of the Beatles is coming to Netflix. It's an animated original series called Beat Bugs. The series will feature 5 bug-like creatures living out childhood adventures to the music of the Fab Four. Over 50 songs made famous by the Beatles will be performed by today's music artists, including Eddie Vedder, Pink, Sia, and others. Beat Bugs will crawl its way into Netflix subscribers' homes in August. And YouTube isn't just for music anymore. The site released 3 made for YouTube movies and also launching a new series. The original content is a part of YouTube's Red subscription service, and it costs about $10 a month to do away with the ads and get access to YouTube Originals and the company's music service. And you may see some changes when you log into Twitter this morning. The social network has ditched its real-time feed for an algorithm-based one. So instead of seeing tweets in order, you will now see popular tweets or those more relevant at the top, kind of like Facebook already does. And in your entertainment news, Beyonce supporters and opponents will hold competing rallies later this month. The hashtag Boycott Beyonce has gathered some attention following the Super Bowl halftime show. Many supporters of that movement say the singer's new song, Formation, is anti-cop. A posting on Eventbrite called her performance a race-baiting stunt. The posting calls people to gather for a protest at the NFL's headquarters in New York City on February 16th. That, of course, has sparked calls for Beyoncé supporters to hold a counter-protest. Gwen Stefani releasing this new song, Make Me Like You. Many folks are speculating that it's about her new beau. Country star Blake Shelton. You can expect her new album out on shelves next month.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Oh, that's a jam right there. The Eagles and singer Jackson Brown will honor the band's founding member Glenn Frey at the Grammys. Frey died last month at the age of 67. Brown and Frey wrote together early on in their careers, including the Eagles' first single in 1972, Take It Easy. Well, first the Super Bowl, now the Grammys. We're getting you ready for the biggest night in music, which is just a few days away. Monday night, you can watch all things Grammys here on THV 11 starting at 6. CBS's Suzanne Marquez shows us what's in store for the big show.
Audiences can say hello to Adele. The British superstar returns to the Grammy stage to perform a song from her record-smashing album, 25. Taylor Swift will open the show for the second time in 3 years. Swift is up for 7 awards, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. She goes up against Kendrick Lamar, who leads with 11 nominations, country star Chris Stapleton, R&B artist The Weeknd, and Southern rockers Alabama Shakes. Lady Gaga is slated to give one of the night's most highly anticipated performances, a tribute to the late David Bowie.
She has something very cool planned, and she's been rehearsing off-site at a undisclosed location.
LL Cool J will host music's biggest night for the 5th consecutive year. He says the show is not to be missed.
It's going to be an amazing night. I think people will be, I think they'll be blown away.
Making moves and losing out. The Grammys are also a forum for new artists, including soul singer Andra Day. She'll duet with Ellie Goulding.
Right now, I'm not too nervous, but the day of, it's gonna happen, yeah.
Day is also up for 2 Grammys. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, put down your breakfast if you're eating right now, because this next story might make you squirm just a little bit. We can all agree that wiping your boogers anywhere but in a tissue is pretty gross.
But it looks like more and more people are not using tissues.
Just nasty.
The makers of cold medicine, Zicam, found that adults, not just kids, are wiping their boogers on desks, couches, and doorknobs.
Oh, the study found 56% of people have no problem wiping their snot all over the place.
That's why I continue to get sick.
People living in Los Angeles were the worst, with 64% of people wiping their nose somewhere other than a tissue. Let's just take a moment to address that.
If you do that, shame on you.
Shame on you. That's just nasty.
I have plenty of puffs at my desk. You can borrow one.
Please visit her desk, because we don't need her getting any more ill than she already is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get you back to health here.
Why did they even do a poll on that? But I'm kind of glad they did.
No home training. That's just nasty.
Poor home training.
Yes. Well, coming up, who will open up the Grammys Monday night? Adele, Beyonce. We'll fill you in on the details.
Plus, tonight's GOP presidential candidates will take the stage in South Carolina. Details on that debate coming up.
We'll have those stories and more, plus a look at your top national and local stories of the day. That's all coming up in the second hour of THV 11 this morning, Saturday, and it starts right now.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 This Morning.
Come on back here, Meredith.
I thought I was going to the chroma.
Not so fast, not so fast. We want to say good morning to the people first. Good Saturday. Meredith tried to escape.
Headed to the chroma wall.
Well, good Saturday morning to you, and thank you for waking up with us this morning. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
And I'm Meredith Mitchell. Today is Saturday, February the 13th.
Yes. one day away from the big day that everyone spends so much money on.
You know, I think that, what were the projections on the amount of money that Americans will spend? I can't remember.
A lot.
It was in the billions. And I also talked to someone who works for a restaurant. They said that Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are their busiest 2 days.
Wow.
I guess because you don't want to make your wife or girlfriend cook, and you don't want to make mom cook. So.
And the men probably don't want to cook.
Right. In my house, I don't cook, so there's no problem there.
Thankfully, she has a husband who's a pretty good cook.
Yeah, on our second date, he said, "Can I cook for you?" I said, "Yes, and you can for the rest of your life."
That's when Meredith was sold.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, sell us on this weather here, because I think it's going to take a little convincing.
Yeah, you know, the weather not so sweet. We are going to continue to see some much colder air. Yesterday, beautiful. And especially in the afternoon, we saw those temperatures really warm up, but that is not going to be the case today, as we right now remain in the 30s. A lot of places across the state won't get above the 30s today. We may reach 40 degrees here at the Little Rock Airport, but that would be it. Sunshine, though, will come back out as we head towards this afternoon. Look for a high today around 40, 41 if we get there. But expecting those temperatures to remain cold through the weekend. 33 right now at the Little Rock Airport, and the sun is now making its appearance. We had a little bit of cloud cover earlier. We've got very dry air in place. That dew point's at 14 degrees. That means, Marlisa, there's probably a lot of static electricity going on. Shocking folks today. And as far as what it feels like it's 24 degrees outside, so very cold. Cloud cover across parts of northwest Arkansas in the northeast corner, and then today look for high around 40, mostly sunny. The winds should die down just a little bit, but still, as we head towards tonight, increasing clouds and a low around Hi there. Welcome back to THV 11 on this Saturday morning. Let's get a check of your forecast real quickly for you. This morning, 28 tonight for a low. We are very cold right now across the state. Temperatures are in the 30s. It's 33 at the Little Rock Airport. We will see a chance of some rain as we head towards the end of your Valentine's Day weekend. Look at this. Sunday night, looks like chances for rain will begin to increase. That will last through your Monday morning for you, and things do warm up from there.
Police are investigating the death of a person at an apartment complex in North Little Rock today. Police responded to 2600 John Ashley Drive yesterday afternoon after getting a call about a dead body. There's not much information being released at this moment, but according to authorities, they are investigating the death as a homicide. Stay with THV 11 and THV11.com for the very latest. And in Faulkner County, deputies are searching for a man they say shot another man in a car in Mayflower. They say Randall Chandler was sitting in the passenger seat of a car when he shot the man in the driver's seat in the hip. Chandler was last seen in a white pickup truck, and deputies believe he could still be armed. Meanwhile, the victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Well, the third teenager charged in the shooting death of a Little Rock mother pleads not guilty to capital murder. 15-year-old Darrell Dixon also pleaded not guilty to robbery, assault, and theft in the January 31st murder of Eunice Lopez. Ramel Collier and Kevin Williams Jr. also pleaded not guilty. Witnesses say the teens robbed Lopez at her home on Keats Drive and shot her to steal her purse. All while holding her toddler, the teens are being held without bond. Well, looking ahead in Jefferson County, 11 Listens Live is headed to Pine Bluff next week. The point of 11 Listens is to engage with you, the viewer, and report on the issues that really matter to you the most, to ask the questions you want to ask and get answers for you. THV 11's Phil Buck will be live in Pine Bluff starting on Monday, so let us know what's on your mind. Email, tweet, or Facebook us with your concerns, and we'll be sure to bring you the answers. Well, the Arkansas chapter of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America is hosting Family Fun Days next week. The event is at the Arkansas Stadium on South Bowman Road in Little Rock from 6 to 7:30 Tuesday night. The public is most certainly invited. 6 people involved in the refuge takeover appeared in federal court on Friday. All 6 of them pleaded not guilty to charges that included conspiracy to prevent officers from discharging their duties. Jennifer Dowling has more.
but I absolutely agree that the grievances need to be heard.
Outside the courthouse, supporters of the 6 occupiers gathered to show solidarity with those facing a federal judge.
I'd like to see the Constitution actually, at face value, be listened to.
We're just here to say, hey guys, your sacrifice was noticed. Sorry you have to go through this.
The Andersons made their appearance first, but separately. Sean looking at his family, putting a fist to his heart, then pointing at the sky, smiling briefly at the sketch artists nearby. His wife Sandy crying, waving at her family, saying the words thank you before being escorted out. David Fry, the occupier who had been live streaming, was quiet, wearing what looked like a protective suicide vest. Also in court, Daryl William Thorne and Jeff Stanek. Stanek was the only one released with conditions. After the arraignments, 3 Nevada Assemblywomen and men, including Michelle Fiore, hosted a press conference supporting the occupiers.
Clearly, there's no Oregonian lawmakers. Do you consider yourself outsiders, and what do you say to those who feel you are?
You know what I say to those who would ever call another American an outsider? I'm an American, and if you call me from anywhere, I don't care if you called me from Syria, and if you're an American that needs help, Americans need to go and get their fellow Americans. That's it.
Pope Francis in Mexico. After a brief stop in Cuba, the Pope has now arrived in Mexico City. He will be the first Pope to visit the U.S.-Mexico border. Pope Francis is expected to address some of Mexico's biggest challenges, including drugs, violence, and poverty. Well, the 6 remaining Republican presidential candidates will all be on stage tonight in Greenville, South Carolina for another debate. This one will be hosted by CBS News and the Wall Street Journal. It's the final debate before the party's next nominating contest, which is the South Carolina Republican primary happening on February 20th. You can watch it right here on THV 11 starting at 9 o'clock.
It was a day of pampering and dancing at the North Little Rock Adult Center.
Yep, they help adults with special needs and wanted to make yesterday a special day ahead of Valentine's Day. The community helped out with hair and makeup before they put on their dancing shoes. They also donated dresses to complete the package. Kristen Stewart, Director of Community Development, says things like dances and parties mean a lot to their clients.
Every holiday is definitely celebrated here at the North Little Rock Center. Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, any chance to celebrate and party, they definitely like to do it.
The salon professionals got involved because one of their students used to volunteer, and they say they wanted to spread beauty love through the center.
They were doing the Cupid Shuffle. I love it. The North Little Rock Police Department also helped out, handing out teddy bears and cards at the dance.
That's right. Still ahead, an effort to earn back some goodwill with people. A company offered a free burrito to anyone who texts rain check to a particular number.
But if you add an extra 2 to that number, customers got the cell phone of a Washington, D.C. lawyer. Find out which fast food joint we are talking about coming up.
Plus, National Organ Donor Day encourages people to sign up to donate their organs. We'll tell you how you can donate and win free pizza for life. Stay with us.
For life? All right, we'll have a check of your forecast. Take a look at that beautiful shot from Cersei. But that's colder air. We'll tell you how long it's going to stick around. Wait.
Valentine's Day is not the only celebration on February 14th. It's also National Organ Donor Day. And here with more details, joining us is Dan Cook and Audrey Coleman. Thank you all so much for getting up early this morning.
Good morning.
On this cold morning.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about this special day, because you know a lot of people only think that it's Valentine's Day this weekend.
Right. Well, so National Organ Day is, as it said, as we were saying, a national day, and it's an opportunity for all kinds of organizations that provide services of giving to recognize that. So it could be anything from marrow, blood, and in our case, organs. So it's a time for people to really stop and think about the precious gifts that people give so selflessly.
Yeah. And how important is it? Because, you know, I've covered several stories about it and spoken with people who have received, you know, the donations, but for people who maybe this hasn't personally impacted them or their families, what would you tell them?
Well, you know, and of course I'm speaking from the organ and tissue side since I represent Aurora, but There are currently more than 120,000 people waiting
Wow.
for organs. So I think people don't realize the important and positive impact that they can make. One person who donates all of their organs and all their tissue can save and enhance up to 100 lives. That's just one person.
Wow.
Just by registering, and we really encourage people to register.
It really
to become
makes a
donors.
difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and so Marco's Pizza, how do you all come into play with this National Day?
Well, so Marco's Pizza is a great brand, and I'm active duty military, and so I get the service thing, and I think this is awesome. Great brand awareness for us, but just being able to help the community and give back, and that's what Marcos does. But hashtag Organ Donor Day 2016, you can go online and you can post a Valentine to your loved one, and not only just give a message of love, but a message of life. And you just sing a line to your favorite love song, and then we will vet them and choose a winner for Pizza for Life. So you get one pizza a month for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So
great, huh?
That's a good deal. Okay, so for the people at home, in case you missed it, remind us the hashtag again.
Hashtag Organ Donor Day 2016.
Perfect. So we want to do that, get in on some Pizza for Life, while also helping out a good cause.
And register to become a donor at donatelifearkansas.org.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be back with much more news and weather after this break. In tech news, Google's computers just got their driver's license. U.S. safety regulators have determined that the computers controlling the tech giant's self-driving cars can qualify as drivers. In another move to get their cars on the road, yesterday Google filed a patent to create a driverless delivery truck with lockers that can only be opened by customers with a PIN code or credit card. And Apple TV will soon be stretching its Siri powers so you can use your voice to enter searches and even speak your password. This new feature is not available to everyone just yet. Only developers can access these perks. That means most people probably won't see this until the spring. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen cautioned that global economic developments have created a risk for the U.S. economy, but she said it's too early to tell if that will impact the Fed's interest rate policies. The Fed will determine in March how much falling markets around the world are hurting U.S. growth. And Consumer Reports tested out H&R Block Deluxe and TurboTax Deluxe. Both are free to try. Both ranked closely with the main differences in design. TurboTax had easy-to-read explanation boxes, while H&R Block was more mobile-friendly. If you're not sure about security, the IRS can verify that the tax software you're using is legitimate.
See which products they have on the list there and use one of those, because those are vetted by the IRS.
April 18th is the deadline to file your taxes due to a federal holiday on the 15th. And Uber has agreed to pay out more than $28 million. A class action lawsuit challenged the company's claims that its background checks are industry leading. If the settlement is approved by the court, 25 million customers who used Uber between January 2013 and January 2016 will be notified by email. Refunds could then be issued via Uber credit or back to a credit card. And Ford will be launching 4 new SUVs in the next 4 years. It says it expects a surge in demand for the vehicles in the next decade. Ford isn't saying when or where the new vehicles will be added, but they say there are plans to eliminate any models. In Randolph, Missouri, drivers lined up yesterday to fill up at a gas station that dropped their price of gas to just 99 cents. Cars blocked intersections and lines formed up and down the street as police directed traffic. At $1 a gallon, a full tank didn't cost very much.
$10. 16.63 gallons. $7.62.
Wow, I think it cost me almost 15 bucks yesterday to fill up. The deal ended about 6 p.m. yesterday and isn't extending into the weekend. No word yet on exactly how many customers filled up their gas tanks. And Boeing announced that job cuts are coming, and executives and managers first on the list. CEO Ray Connor says the cuts will start with attrition and voluntary layoffs and then move to involuntary layoffs if it becomes necessary. It's part of a move to reduce manufacturing costs. Boeing currently employs more than 78,000 people. And a Washington, D.C. lawyer received more than 300 text messages on Monday containing just one word: rain check.
I'm sure he was a little confused. Texters were attempting to claim a free burrito from Chipotle. Terry Moore has the story.
My phone number is 888-2222.
D.C. Attorney Henry Levine sure has an easy number to remember.
So I'm sitting at home, minding my own business at noon, and all of a sudden I get a text which says rain check. And I text back question mark. And the person texts back, where's my burrito?
In fact, hundreds of other people texted him the same thing. That's because Chipotle's promotion was as simple as his number. Text rain check to 888-222 and you get a coupon for a free burrito. Those customers, though, with a 240 area code who added that extra 2 got him instead, and they were still texting him during this interview.
One person said, get me my burrito, bleep.
As many texts as he's gotten, he should have gotten a free burrito to compensate for every single text that he received.
A free burrito for every text that he got. Sounds fair.
Henry did contact Chipotle, but only because he wanted customers to get their free deal.
The worst thing that was happening to me was my battery was being drained, and I was feeling badly for all these burrito-less folks.
Gosh, that poor guy. I sure hope he's changed his number now, because now the world has it.
Yeah, it seemed like he probably had, and I hope that Chipotle probably maybe gave him like free burritos
for life. Yeah.
They are aware of the mix-up apparently, and Henry Levine he'll get some gift cards for that trouble.
Yes, good for him. Well, coming up, a local bridge is filled with a whole lot of love.
We'll tell you how couples are locking their love in on the Junction Bridge here in Little Rock.
News and Information Center. This is THV 11 This Morning.
And good Saturday morning to you. I'm Meredith Mitchell. Thanks for waking up with us on THV 11 Saturday morning.
And I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. Today is February 13th, just hours away from the big day of love.
That's right. And I think this entire weekend people are celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
Since it hits on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested to find out if people will be actually venturing out or coming up with some creative plans for indoors, because it is going to be a little chilly.
Yeah, it's a great night for cooking inside, have the fire going,
fireplace,
maybe rent a movie.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to encourage everyone not to go out and support their local restaurants and businesses, but it's certainly what I think I'll be doing tonight, especially with this cold.
You need to rest.
It's clearly here. Temperature-wise outside this morning, it is very chilly, a lot different from what we woke up and experienced yesterday. Currently, it is 36 right now in Hot Springs, 30 in Stuttgart. It is a whopping 26 there in Harrison. And today, these temperatures are only going to warm into the low 40s. So, sunshine, yes, it's deceiving. There's some very cold air that has moved into place. Right now, 33 at the Little Rock Airport. We are looking at mostly sunny skies. Winds are out of the northeast at 13 miles an hour. So it feels like it's actually 24 outside. So hopefully you've got that jacket on standby. Didn't need it yesterday, but you'll need it again today. And a little bit of cloud cover over North Arkansas, but that's really it. Expect some rain chances as we head towards later tomorrow in the evening and into Monday morning, as temperatures are going to warm up as we head into the rest of this week. We're looking at 70 degrees on Friday. Let's look at your weather forecast. Marlisa Wilson, thanks to you.
Developing out of Jonesboro, police are looking into the death of a woman whose body was found near the intersection of Commerce Drive and Pacific Road last night. Officers found no identification and have not yet determined the cause of the woman's death. The woman appears to be between 30 and 40 years old with thinning hair and several distinctive tattoos, including names and dates. Staying in Jonesboro, police are also searching for 3 suspects in a robbery that happened yesterday afternoon. According to police, a man and woman were in a car when 2 men came up to them. They both drew guns, beat and robbed the man and forced him to disrobe. The armed men started to drive the car away, but the victim was able to jump out. Initial reports indicated the woman was also a victim. They're now looking for a silver 2011 Chevy Impala. Call police if you have any information. Police are investigating the death of a person at an apartment complex in North Little Rock. This is our top story this morning. Police responded to 2600 John Ashley Drive yesterday afternoon after getting a call about a dead body. There's not much information being released just yet, but according to authorities, they are investigating this death as a homicide. Stay with THV 11 News and THV11.com for the very latest. And in Faulkner County, deputies are searching for a man they say shot another man in a car in Mayflower. They say Randall Chandler was sitting in the passenger seat of a car when he shot the man in the driver's seat in the hip. Chandler was last seen in a white pickup truck, and deputies believe he could very well still be armed. Meanwhile, the victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. And in a THV 11 update, we now know the cause of fire in the Pine Bluff apartment fire that forced dozens of people out of their homes. The Pine Bluff fire chief says it started after food was left on a stove unattended. The Country Club Plaza complex is a total loss, and the Red Cross has now stepped in to help the renters find a place to stay. Homeschool athletics on the rise now, and a new law is making it even more appealing here in the natural state. Senate Bill 331 became a law last year. It allows homeschool teams to compete with public school teams in major sports like basketball. The Pulaski County Home Educators Athletic Association's goal is to get kids who are homeschooled to interact with other kids through sports. They say the law will allow these students to interact with an even larger group.
We get to play competitive programs within homeschooling, but it just opens up more than the 6 or 7 teams we may get to play on a statewide level.
Arkansas became the first state to officially allow homeschool teams to play against sports teams from public and private schools. And women teaching other women how to protect themselves from crime is the focus of a new class offered by Little Rock Police. The department is gearing up for its very first Citizens Police Academy catering to women. For more than 20 years, the department has offered civilian classes, and last year they began customizing them for specific groups in the community. Police say it's all about empowerment.
We want these ladies to come in and end up feeling good about themselves, have a lot of tools to help them succeed in life and not be a victim of a crime.
Classes begin March 8th and will be held every Tuesday night for 8 weeks. For more information, you can visit our website, thv11.com. There's now a school bus helping feed those most in need, but the work that has gone into making this bus happen is where the real inspiration is. It all started with the North Little Rock First Assembly of God. They brought the bus and retrofitted it into a mobile food pantry. The congregation then handed the keys over to the Helping Hand of Greater Little Rock. The students at Catholic High took the lead and held a major food drive, donating 50,000 items of food to fully stock the bus. That's the biggest food donation the Helping Hand has ever received. Executive Director Gail Pretty says she's still amazed.
When this opportunity came up, when they approached me and said we'd like to donate a school bus and retrofit it, I said, well, we don't have the funds to do that. And they said, no, it won't cost you anything. We're going to do all the work and give it to you.
The bus will start rolling out next month. It will first serve low-income families at Arkansas Children's Hospital and seniors across Pulaski County. Well, if you love someone, why not make it even more secure by locking it up?
It's a tradition that started in Paris. Many of you may be familiar with it. Couples put a padlock on a bridge and throw the key into the water below, locking their love up forever.
Now this tradition is making its way here to the natural state. THV 11's Marielle Mose brings us this love story.
When you're a tourist in Little Rock,
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm here for work.
The best way to see the city
from Cleveland, Ohio
is from above.
So we were just exploring. We're from Alabama.
Junction Bridge showed these visitors our skyline.
I thought it would have a nice view of the city, so I started coming across and noticing these locks on the fence here.
And our hearts.
I think it's great. Yeah, it's sweet. And what a great time of the year to do it.
Dozens of love locks linked to the railing, some with names, others with dates, and some just initials.
It's common in other places in other countries, and it's really neat to see it here in Arkansas.
The tradition started in Paris, France in 2008. But after the historic bridge collected over 700,000 locks, the bridge started crumbling from the weight. An advocacy group has since ended the tradition.
I think it's really cool that we've kind of adopted some of their culture and their trends here.
I spoke with the director of roads and bridges with Pulaski County. He said any modification or addition to these bridges, like these locks, are considered unsafe, and the county will remove them if they see them.
I just thought that it was really cute and really just symbolic.
But on Junction Bridge, there's no broken hearts, just rules.
So romantic, and I would love to come and do this with my future husband.
You know, spread the love.
Tomorrow for Valentine's Day, the bridges will be lit in red. A special light show happening from 8 to 10 tomorrow night. Now, what do President Obama, Bill Gates, and Brad Pitt all have in common?
I don't know. They all met their significant others at work. That's what they have in common. A new survey by Career Builder says that more than 1/3 of workers have had an office romance, with 37, get this, % of those relationships resulting in a marriage.
Wow, that's a surprising statistic there.
You spend a lot of time at work.
Oh yeah. On the other hand, 5% say they left a job because their office romance went wrong.
That's the
Yikes.
problem
Yeah,
here.
that's the risk that
you know,
take.
and some companies actually have stipulations where if you get married, one of you has to quit.
Wow. And apparently love is in the air in Alexandria, Virginia. Amazon.com just released the 20 most romantic cities in the U.S.
It's because there's a college there. They're all in love. You know, the list was compiled by looking at sales of romance novels and relationship books, along with romantic comedies and music. And rounding out the top 3 would be Knoxville, Tennessee, and Miami, Florida.
Cool. Well, still ahead, we have an update Zika virus that's spreading across North and South America. Plus, for the first time in 70 years, these two lovebirds are once again sitting side by side. We'll have the story about these wartime sweethearts when we come back. In the last 10 years, the value of the U.S. dollar has risen 0.7 percentage point. In that same time, Valentine's Day spending has risen 65% from $12 billion in 2004 to nearly $20 billion this year. THV 11 reporter Dan Grossman has the details.
Nice to see their reaction.
If love is a labor,
Just have these baskets that my roommate makes here in Benton.
then we are its workers.
There's not been one person who's come in and hasn't walked away with something.
Searching, thinking, creating what we think will best nurture her.
Big chunk of chocolate.
What Greg Engel is selling on the streets of Benton may have sufficed as a complete gift 20 years ago.
The prices range from $5 to $50.
But judging by the numbers today, it's merely being relegated to an appetizer.
It used to be a box of chocolates, and now it seems to be that they're pushing a diamond ring.
Meet Dr. Howard Turner, family marriage counselor and head of UALR's social work department. He says the average $300 couples are spending on one another isn't a big surprise.
People feel pressure to please their spouse with an extraordinary gift.
As they're now looking towards main courses.
$299 is inclusive of everything. Once you're paid up, you're paid up.
Like the one Walter Ron Root is serving up at his castle.
5 stars, baby. That's all we ever get.
For $299.
Well, that's the right thing to say, isn't it?
You'll get escorted into a 4-course meal by a horse-drawn carriage.
Everything's done for you.
Getting to digest by a fire with the horses in the barn.
You know, if you're a guy, it's idiot-proof. It's perfect.
Neither is right.
They weren't going to be buying anything big, and I didn't care.
And neither is wrong.
We don't want to disappoint our spouse.
Because as the saying goes, isn't it the thought that counts anyways? Dan Grossman, THV 11 News.
New warnings about a link between the rapidly spreading Zika virus and neurological disorders. Health experts say the link between Zika and Zika is more probable. There are now nearly 80 cases in 21 states in the U.S. Nearly every case people traveled to affected countries, and at least one case was sexually transmitted. No vaccine currently exists for Zika, although testing for a potential vaccine could begin this summer.
When that vaccine will have been proven or not to be safe and effective is something we can't predict.
The mosquito-borne virus originated in Brazil and spreading rapidly through Latin America and the Caribbean. It's expected to infect up to 3 million people. So far, more than 100,000 cases have been confirmed in 33 different countries.
And the weather on this Valentine's Day weekend, much cooler from where we closed out this past week. Take a look at these numbers across the state this morning. It is 26 degrees right now in Harrison, 33 in Little Rock, 38 in Arkadelphia. We've had a cold front push through and it's filtering in some much colder air for your weekend forecast. So yesterday, while you did not need the jacket, you will certainly need it today. Take a look at today's high, around 40 degrees. That will happen this afternoon. We've got some sunshine, very deceiving if you're looking out your front window or your door this morning. 33 right now at the Little Rock Airport. Winds are out of the east, northeast around 13 miles an hour. That's actually creating a wind chill factor for you this morning. 24 is what it feels like. That dew point's at 14 degrees. So that dry air is in place. Indication that we've got some of that cold, chilly Arctic air here in Arkansas. A little bit of cloud cover across parts of northern Arkansas this morning, and look for a high today around 40, mostly sunny, and again, colder for your Saturday and your Sunday as well. Tonight, look for increasing clouds, 28 degrees. We will get some rain in here on your Valentine's Day night. On Sunday, chances for maybe a little bit of frozen precipitation when it first falls is there in extreme northern Arkansas. The rest of us, we're good. We're just going to see a liquid precipitation. That should clear out and be the end of it by Monday around noon, and much warmer air moves in for the rest of your work week. We're talking about 73 by next Friday. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll send things over to Hayden Balgavi for its Check Your Sports.
Well, as the old saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. While this phrase didn't exactly work for my grad school applications, the Hogs are hoping it's going to work out for them in their return trip to Mississippi. The Razorback basketball team left the Magnolia State with a terrible taste in their mouth following a blowout loss to Mississippi State on Tuesday. Now the Hogs have to put that one behind them and get ready for an Ole Miss team led by Stephon Moody, a guy averaging over 23 points a game.
It could be a team that's going to try to slow you up with their press. They're going to pressure, and you got to take care of the basketball, and you got to make them pay for it. You got to attack them. Most of what they do is going to be Moody. Moody's the guy that can get you 25 to 30 points a game, and you pay so much attention to him.
And tip-off in this one set for 1 o'clock this afternoon on ESPN. You, of course, will have highlights at 6 and 10. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Well, there's a new sport popping up everywhere, from kids' birthday parties to social media. Players aren't just having a ball, they're actually wearing one. Mark Albert explains.
When these players face off, they get knocked off their feet. It's a new sport called bubble soccer, and it's a big hit.
It's hilarious. This is actually a great game. If there was a league, I'd be for sure signing up for it.
After seeing it on social media, Steve Siegerlin put a team together.
They have these videos of people getting knocked out, and who doesn't want to do that on a Saturday?
Like traditional soccer, the goal is to get the ball in the net. Although at times it looks less like soccer and more like bumper cars. Despite appearances, organizers say it's mostly injury-free.
And they just get up laughing, and then it's just, no holds bars going at it.
Ryan Schumann and John Milhausen bought their first bubbles in 2014 and now average 30 to 40 rentals a month.
We've had 8-year-olds up to 80-year-olds play, and we've done corporate events, little kids parties.
Now, playing soccer while wearing 20 pounds of plastic is not quite as easy as it looks. This one's pretty see-through, but not all of them are.
Oh, it's impossible. You can't see anyone. I was identifying my teammates by their shoes, so that's about all you can do.
The balls are very hot. You can't really breathe in them. All your heat's retained by it. It's like being inside a thermos.
The short bursts of play give everyone the chance to catch their breath. A crash course in fun bubbling up in cities across the country. Mark Albert, CBS News, Washington.
Trending online, a teacher at a Texas high school cries after his students celebrate his birthday. English teacher Mr. Simpler in Burleson, Texas, told his students he couldn't remember the last time he had a birthday cake. The kids didn't forget it. When his birthday rolled around, they surprised him with a cake, streamers, balloons, and gifts.
Mr. Simple couldn't keep his emotions under control. He cried a big thank you to those kids, and after they finished singing him happy birthday.
Oh my goodness, look at him walking off. Oh, what a great surprise for him. Happy birthday, Mr. Simpler.
Yes, and hopefully he enjoyed his cake.
Yes. Well, the best snowboarders in the world took their shot at Fenway Mountain in Boston last night. The nation's oldest ballpark looks more like the X Games now. Big air snowboarding made its debut at historic Fenway Park. You're looking at the 140-foot high ramp.
Yeah, that women's winner, Julia Marino of Westport, Connecticut, pulled off a tremendous backflip. The men's winner was Max Parrott out of Canada.
Wow. Also trending today, a reunion after two wartime sweethearts met. Norwood Thomas embraced his World War II girlfriend, Joyce Morris. He was 21 and she was 17 when they met in London. They lost touch after the war, but last year, Thomas's son tracked Joyce down and they reconnected over Skype.
Oh, the internet. She was divorced, he was a widower, and with help of donations, Thomas was able to actually fly from his home in Virginia Beach to Australia this week to meet that wartime sweetheart.
Oh, and after all those years apart, they plan to spend Valentine's Day together. And I think we found the cutest video online, a baby polar bear.
I know. This is Nora. This adorable baby polar bear just got her name. 3-month-old lives at the Columbus Zoo, and I want her.
I don't think
Look at her. She is a mess.
Polar bear in the house. Meredith.
Oh my gosh.
People voted for her name online, and now we'll just sit and enjoy her cuteness in silence. Yep.
Oh,
that's what we're gonna do.
That's probably what she did in my house, and I don't
tear it
care.
up.
She's so cute.
And I don't want you calling
my
me to
cat
come over
kind of
and
acts
clean.
like that though.
Don't call me to come clean up, because I'm not gonna do
that
it.
name tag, so cute.
Nora can be cute from afar.
Nora's gonna get bigger. We know that.
Coming up, we'll have a list of things to do this weekend in Arkansas. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We make the list, and you are allowed to have all the fun.
Here are 5 fun things happening in Central Arkansas this weekend.
First up, the 40th annual Arkansas RV Show kicks off today.
Buy your sweetheart an RV.
It's happening at the State House Convention Center in downtown Little Rock. It's the place to go to get up close and personal with 100,000 square feet of RV exhibits with over 125 recreational vehicles on display.
Yep, not telling my husband about that one. He loves RVs. The show is from 10 to 8 today and from 10 to 6 on Sunday. Learn more about it at teachv11.com.
Also happening this weekend, the Great Backyard Bird Count is a free and fun event that engages bird watchers in counting birds to create a real-time snapshot of bird populations.
Participants are asked to count birds for as little as 15 minutes today through Sunday and record their findings at birdcount.org.
You can participate in this on your own or at the Whit Stevens Nature Center in Little Rock from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And today, join Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and the comical duo of Donald and Goofy as 25 of your favorite characters hit Verizon Arena. Disney Live, Mickey and Minnie's Doorway to Magic features Rapunzel, letting her hair down, Snow White, Tinkerbell, and even Aladdin's Genie.
Showtimes are at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. Those tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com.
And if you love Broadway hits from Wicked, The Lion King, and even Rent, you'll love the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra's performance. You can catch Broadway Rocks at the Connor Performing Arts Center in Little Rock on tonight at 7:30 and Sunday at 3 o'clock.
That'd be a fun little Valentine thing to do. Yeah. To learn more about the program, visit arkansasymphony.org.
And number 5, if you're looking for a new wardrobe for your kids on a tight budget, Rayalana's could be the place for you to shop. Expect over 100,000 articles of children's clothing, furniture, baby gear, toys, and shoes at consignment prices.
The sale starts Sunday and it will run through the 20th at the Conway Expo Center. For times and tickets, visit rayalana.com. Check your forecast for you.
Please do.
Yeah.
That's what we have to look forward to here.
Some cold weather.
Yikes.
It's feeling like February outside for this Valentine weekend. Take a look at that. 40 today for a high, 46 tomorrow. Rain chances do go up tomorrow evening. So if you've got some plans to take your sweetheart out to dinner tomorrow, make sure you bring her an umbrella to go along with it.
Thank you all so much for joining us this weekend. We hope you have a fabulous weekend and fabulous Valentine's Day.
Yes, we'll see you back here next Saturday.
Thanks for watching THV 11 News. Stay connected to the THV Information Center 24/7 on your mobile device and with the THV 11 app for your iPad.